So at approximately 5:54 p.m., just before 6 o'clock, the Colorado Springs Police Department received a call for service for a family disturbance here in the 4800 block of Harvest Court. When officers arrived, we were able to make contact at the residence with the reporting party. At that time, another individual, who we'll call the suspect moving forward, fired multiple shots, both inside the home and outside of the home. No officers were hit, and to the best of our knowledge at this time, no community members were injured. We did pull back. We put the shelter-in-place order up for the immediate neighborhood right there around Harvest Court. Tactical unit has responded, set up containment, and again, that shelter-in-place order went out. So at this point, we believe the suspect is in the residence alone. We are attempting to contact him and encourage him to come out peacefully, and we will continue the police operation until it comes to a conclusion. But in the meantime, we'd ask everybody to please avoid the area.
Okay. Any information that you can provide regarding the suspect at this time? Age. Is it male suspect?
I believe it is a male suspect, but that's the only information I have right now. We're still kind of gathering that type of information. Again, that's part of, as we set up containment and kind of put in a very patient approach, we'll try to be gathering that information.
Can we discuss what kind of units are on in the area? K-9, SWAT, ECP?
Pretty much all the tactical elements. I haven't looked at the call screen for sure to see exactly who's out here, so but yes, part of the tactical unit is typically a K-9 officer, as well as the Bearcat and other equipment that, really more than anything provides our officers safety. And what that allows us to do is that even when someone's shooting at us initially, if there's no other direct threat to the community, our immediate response does not need to be to shoot back. So, that's why we bring all these elements and all these tools with the tactical unit out for these type of situations.
So was this guy firing at officers?
I don't know if he was firing. I haven't got that detailed of information yet. Again, we just know that when officers arrived and made contact with the reporting party, that the suspect fired multiple shots, some inside the home, some outside of the home.
Were they just fired anywhere or at anyone?
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't know. But again, to this point, we believe no other residents, members were hurt, no community members were hurt, no officers, I can confirm at this time, no officers have been injured in this incident so far.
Can you confirm, is it a one-story home, two-story home?
I have no idea. It's a residence on the court there on Harvest Court. I don't know, I haven't seen it.
Loaded question. Is there an estimated timeline on the shelter in place?
Well, certainly, the purpose of the shelter in place is we want to keep community members safe while we deal with this individual. And again, our goal is always to bring these situations to a peaceful conclusion, which is why we put the shelter in place, out there. So again, we ask community members to avoid the situation. We're not in a hurry. Our main goal is to end this situation peacefully, so we'll take as long as we need to. We know it's an inconvenience to other, neighborhood members. But obviously, we want to keep them safe.
So, on that note, just to be clear, you guys don't want to be out here all night. If it appears you're not getting anywhere, or is there a point where you decide, you know what, we got to go in? And what is that?
No, I think, again, patience is always our approach. And it's just a slow escalation of tactics. You may hear a flashbang, you may hear some loud bangs. But there's a lot of steps that we're going to go through before we get to that point of having to go in and confront an individual if we believe he's in there alone. We'll pretty much do our best to wait him out while we're applying other slow escalatory tactics.
Yeah, could you talk a little bit about some of the tactics or what was used to try and make contact with this suspect?
Yeah, at this point, when I came over to do the brief, we really hadn't started any of that. So, actually there's a lot that goes into place as far as keeping our guys safe, getting them in the right position so that they can keep an eye on the house, make sure that the person is contained, and that's for the safety of the neighborhood. And so a lot really goes into place before we start to put, the process in motion. And really, before we can start doing a lot of these things, we need to get a warrant from a judge. So these things take time, and these are the steps that we're going through as of before I came over to brief you guys.
What are some of the preliminary steps you guys took to get while you're on scene versus to where we are now? Talk a little bit about that timeline.
Again, I don't have the exact timeline, but again, once our officers initially responded and the shots were fired, and we determined there was no immediate threat to anyone else, our immediate response is to pull back, set up that containment area, and put that shelter in place, and then try to work to bring this to a peaceful conclusion, however long that takes.
I guess obviously besides the shelter in place, what's your message to residents in the area?
Yeah, just again, just please avoid the area. You may hear some loud noises, but again, this is just part of our normal operations. You'd be surprised how many times we have to conduct operations like this that even may not be heard, by scanners, and don't even have media on scene. So our guys do this a fair amount of times through the year. They're very good at it, and again, our goal is to always bring this to a peaceful conclusion.
Is this strictly a CSPD operation, or are you working with other local agencies as well?
I'm not 100% on that right now, Kevin, so I'll just say that, yeah, CSPD, we're out here. Obviously, we've got some fire engines staged, just in case, but yes, primarily occasionally, and again, I don't know for sure, when we have a tactical call out that may involve some elements from the El Paso County Sheriff's Office tactical unit. I don't know if that's the case tonight or not.
Yeah, this is county land, like right here, so that's what I was curious about too.
Yeah. Okay, good.